Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Parisa if you're new here, and in today's video it's all about 5 different flower types beginning with the letter H, part of the A to Z flower series. I've also made other flower facts videos, so check those out too if you like this video. Follow me on social media. On Instagram I'm called Parisa Flowers, and on Depop I'm called Parisa Chloe, and without further ado let's get started with this video. The first flower that I'm going to be talking about is called Honeysuckle, also known as Linochera japonica. The meaning in the secret language of flowers is united love and devotion due to the clingy nature of flowers. In the Druidry religion, honeysuckle is one of the Ogham alphabet letters, meaning diligently applying to stay true to your path and to life's sweetness. The colours that it comes in are all different. They vary from white, yellow to orange. The blooming time varies between species. They often bloom in spring, but some varieties will bloom from spring until autumn. Some interesting facts about the honeysuckle is that they are often fragrant. They are climbing shrubs which widely distribute themselves. They are pollinated by moths, and they open in the evening for them to be pollinated by moths. In medicine, honeysuckle is used to treat bacterial and viral infections using the seeds, flowers and leaves. They can be used to treat digestive disorders like pain and swelling of the small intestine, including dysentering. They are used for the upper respiratory tract infections like pneumonia, swine flu, influenza, brain swelling called encephalitis, boils, sores, used for urinary disorders, headaches, cancer, rheumatoid arthritis, diabetes, birth control, to counteract poisoning, and can increase sweating, which can be when used as a laxative, which reduces constipation that may be caused by an increase in fluid or fibre in the diet. It's used to treat itchy, irritated skin and to kill germs. How do you grow the honeysuckle? You should water it regularly when you first plant to make sure that the soil is kept moist, and if there is a summer period of drought, ensure that it is watered enough, and at a minimum give 2 inches of water per week. The soil type that you should use is a well-drained, humus-rich soil. All can grow in most soil types. They can grow in containers with soil, but best grown in garden soil. You should apply insecticide to prevent sooty mould being made due to aphid insects. When should you plant honeysuckle? You should plant the evergreen varieties in spring and plant the deciduous varieties in winter, and you should prune annually to keep them healthy and under control. The sunlight that you should have is partial sun, which means having at least half a day spent in the shade and 2 to 4 hours in direct sun per day. Food that you should give the honeysuckle is low nitrogen fertilizer, like 2 to 10 to 10, but doesn't need to have any fertilizer to grow. You can propagate them from their berries by taking the seed out and planting in a garden soil pot. You should put the seeds in a refrigerator over winter, then take them out and plant in spring when the temperature is at least 15 degrees, as this will help them grow. The honeysuckle flower colour will change once it is pollinated, and if you want your honeysuckle to have a stronger smell, you should plant them in a warm area so that bees will be more attracted to them in the day, and that more moths will be attracted to it by night. And my favourite species of honeysuckle is Linochera fragrantissima, also known as Kiss Me at the Gate, Sweet Breath of Spring, and the Chinese honeysuckle. The second flower that I'm going to talk about is the Hellenium. The meaning of this comes from the Greek mythology, meaning Helen of Troy, said to have been the most beautiful woman in the world as a daughter of Zeus and Leda. The colours that the Hellenium comes in is light yellow to dark red. The blooming time is from mid-July until early August. Dead-headed Helleniums will continue to grow flowers for 2 months. Some interesting facts about Helleniums is that they are long-lasting. They have a brown cone covered in golden pollen, huge attraction to bumblebees. They make excellent cut flowers. Hellenium is a genus of Herbaceous perennials and annuals. Medium maintenance is needed, and they will grow to approximately 150 centimeters tall. They are native to the Americas. They are in the Asteraceae family, and it contains 40 species with bright green foliage, long stalks, and daisy-like flowers that bloom in summer and fall. They will attract insects like butterflies due to their brightness, and each flower is made up of a group of smaller flowers made of disc florets, which are the central circular group of disc flowers. The petals are called large ray flowers that go outward from the centre or droop down. In medicine, they are used to clear colds, headaches, sneezing, and to scare away evil spirits and demons. How do you grow the Hellenium? You should water them regularly so that the petals won't curl. You should use moist, rich soil, clay or sandy soil. You should make sure that you plant them in the last week of March and ensure that you dig a hole that is twice the width of a root ball. The sunlight that you should have is full sun. Lots of compost should be used to increase the moisture. For example, decayed organic matter to be used as a fertilizer. The flower that I'm going to be talking about is called the heliotrope, also known as the cherry pie plant. The meaning of this is eternal love that is also endless, and in religion it is a symbol of salvation, which is believed to be brought about by faith in Christ and devotion. The colours that it comes in is light purple to dark shades. It blooms in summer and it usually grows 1 to 4 feet. Some other interesting facts include having a fragrance described as cherry almond vanilla. They are small flower clusters with 5 lobes that look similar to the forget-me-not. For medicine, they are used in homeopathic medicine. A tincture, a medicine dropped in alcohol of the whole fresh plant, is used to treat uterine displacement and clergyman's sore throat. For skin, it is applied to wounds, boils, gum boils, sores, antiseptic from the leaf juice, anti-inflammatory, eczema, rabies, warts, pimples, skin allergy. They can be used to treat insects, stings as well, rheumatic pain using leaves, poultice. And how do you grow the heliotrope? So you should water them regularly and well water them. You should use fertile, well-drained soil that is moist. You should plant in a time where there is no chance of frost. You should make sure that there is full sun with some afternoon shade for optimum growth. You should, before you plant them, use a balanced organic fertilizer as their food, and you should begin planting purchased plants or sow seeds in a warm, moist seed starting mix and plant in the ground with 1 foot. The fourth flower that I'm going to be talking about is the hyacinth. This is my favourite flower in this video, and it's also a part of the asparagus family. So the meaning of it is that it comes again from another Greek word. A lot of flowers come from Greek words, and it comes from the Greek boy word hyacinthos. And in appearance, they are bell-shaped, they have reflex petals, and they are highly fragranted. They represent sport or play in the language of flowers. Blue represents sincerity, which means honesty. The colours that it comes in is white, pink, lavender, orange, blue, purple, yellow, and peach. The blooming time is in spring because they are a perennial plant. And some interesting facts is that they're used for Persian New Year celebrations. The bulbs are poisonous, so you shouldn't ingest them. Most hyacinth bulbs are commercially grown in Netherlands, and they were particularly popular in the 18th to 19th century. I actually don't know why that is. I would love to know. I'd definitely have to do some more research to find out why that is. But anyway, so the medicine used for hyacinth is to treat stomach disorders, diarrhea, and prevent pregnancy, because it's said to potentially disrupt the uterus lining, and when taken in the form of hyacinth beans. How do you grow hyacinth? So you should water them often in the summer, aiming for 2 to 3 days, and be careful not to overwater, because too much water in the soil is not good for the plants. You should make sure that you use well-drained fertile soil. You should plant them in mid to late autumn, after the time of first frost and before the ground freezes. Plant the bulbs 4 to 6 inches deep and 5 to 6 inches apart. You should ensure that you allow the flowers full sun, because that will mean they'll bloom better in the subsequent years, rather than if you grew them in partial shade. You should use well-balanced dry garden fertilizer to each plant, and you should The last flower that I'm going to be talking about is called Hollyhock, also known as Alkea rosea, and the meaning of this is fruitfulness and fertility, and they move with the sun. It turns east overnight to prepare for sunrise. The colours that it comes in is red, pink, yellow, white, black, purple and blue. The blooming period is from midsummer to early autumn. Some interesting facts about hollyhock is that they are covered in tall spikes from top to bottom. The leaves are coarse, large and palmate. They have lobes that radiate from the common point. They grow from 1 to 3 feet. They spread They spread from 12 to 18 inches apart, and they come from Peru. They have fragrant flowers. They are annual or perennial, and they grow 1 to 2 feet tall. In medicine, the seed, root, and stem, leaf, and flower are used in medicine. They're used for pain, wound healing, stomach ulcers, diabetes, and more conditions, but there isn't good scientific evidence to support these. It isn't reliable enough evidence to know if hollyhock is safe to use on the skin. It isn't enough reliable information to know if hollyhock is safe to be used in the mouth as well. And how do you grow Alkea rosea? So you should water sparingly in winter and reintroduce them to the outside gradually when the weather begins to get warmer, and then you should water regularly. So the soil type that you should use is well drained with a pH of preferably 6.0 to 8.0, from slightly acidic to alkaline. When should you plant them? You should take cuttings from heliotrope at the end of the summer, then plant on your windowsill in the winter, then replant in the ground in the spring. The sunlight that you should provide the Alkea rosea is full sun or partial shade. They will live longer if the ground hasn't been fertilised or treated, preferring impoverished earth. You should sow seed 1/8 of an inch deep to prolong the bloom time of the fragrant annual deadhead spent flowers. To promote bushy Alkea rosea, grow early on in the growing season and pinch back the stems. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you would like to learn about other flower types, be sure to watch other videos from the A to Z Flower Facts series, which are all ordered. Please like, comment and subscribe. I would love to hear some feedback.